So hey Tanker, what time is it?
What? What time is it?
I,
What's that?
it's just time to lower my expectations because that was really, really delayed. I,
Lowering our expectations.
I honestly expected more from you on that one. So anybody that listens to these, which I think there's like 25
Five of you.
people, I think 25 views were on the last video. So
Okay, 25.
more people watch the reviews and stuff. Like I know one of my videos is already at like almost 50, which is my normal. Anyways, this is the podcast, and today we actually have content to talk about. It's update 5.0 time, and as it's inferred with the big 5.0, it's a big change for World of Tanks
I think
Blitz.
it's 5.0, not 0.
No. Um, let's get back to reality where we don't think zeros are O's. And so basically, as you see on the screen, you can go and look at it yourselves too. It's just worldoftanksblitz.com. And I went to feed, and it's just the update 5.0 news article. And we aren't going to play the video. You all should have went and watched it. If you're subscribed to Wargaming, you already saw it on your YouTube channel. Yeah, it's just going to go over what we went over, but we're going to go more in depth with it. So big first change is probably equipment. Is, in my opinion, what made it 5.0.
Right,
Actually
because
did you guys actually open the patch notes on your
yeah,
device?
yeah,
Okay.
have it in front.
All right. I was just making sure you're with me.
No, we're organized individuals. You don't have to worry about that. All
All
right.
right, Tanker 070.
So about this patch being like why is this patch the biggest ever or the biggest relief patch ever?
Cuz nasty spare parts and timers are gone.
That's true. That's true.
Although like I understand some people have trouble with it, but I found like the people that play a lot don't
Hmm.
actually have the spare part problem that everybody else has.
Oh, that's the
Because
thing.
just by
People.
playing a sheer amount of games, you get so much spare parts.
Oh, that is why I think our whole clan or our whole LYE group is getting the strong-willed rare camo because
Yeah,
we have our tier 10s equipped because we played just that
yeah, I know.
much.
Like the 12 tier 10s, I know personally that I have in my garage. All have, except the patent, which I just got, has 9 equipment slots. Like it has all 9 because I play them all in tournaments.
Right, right, absolutely. I feel like um more tournament clans already have will get the strong-willed camo because because of their equipment choices.
Yeah, and I mean,
And
and beyond that point, like I still have 2.3 million spare parts just sitting there. Which,
right,
if you're all
so
wondering, like that's the other really thing I'm excited for personally, because I actually have sold, regrettably, some tier 10s in the past, and I've been grinding back to buy them back. But so this is gonna be a wonderful thing that I just actually highlighted on my screen. But before we get to that, I want to cover a few things. So with spare parts gone, timers are also being removed. So you no longer have to gold timers or anything, or wait 24 days to equip a tier 10. That insane amount of time is just gone as long as you have credits. I mean, you might have to grind credits a couple days, I guess, which you had to do before anyways. Because
right.
really, to get a tank competitive nowadays, I think it's at least the first 3 slots, and then the second 3 slots is preferred to be a competitive tier 10. And then you can start getting your last row, mainly that first one on the far left.
Hmm. And I feel like cherry on top would have been to go in any order, but it's okay. Like
I mean,
appreciated. This is appreciated.
eventually they might do the any order, but
Hmm.
I definitely
But it's
think
still
this is a
nice.
way for them to still force you to buy premium time and credits and stuff to get to
Oh, right,
that higher level
right,
faster rather than picking and choosing the really important ones rather than filling slots.
right, right. Yeah.
So
totally understand that.
So, all your level 1 slots are still going to be the same. Tier 1, it's going to cost 2,000 credits a slot. Tier 10, 300,000 credits. Tier 2, it moves from starting at Tier 1 at 2,200 credits a slot at level 2 to 350,000 credits for a second level slot at Tier 10. And then at Tier 3, starting from Tier 1 at 2,500 credits a slot to 400,000 credits a slot for level 3 at Tier 10.
No, I think people just need to know it gets hella expensive.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be, incrementally as you go up levels. First row is 300,000 at Tier 10, then it just goes up by 50,000 credits. It's not horrible. If you have a premium Tier 8, you can average easily 80 to 100,000 credits a game. So it's not like it's going to be a huge issue, especially for the people that play a lot and have put money into the game in the past for premium tanks. They should be fine. Newer players will still have trouble, but they're not going to have as much trouble as they were previously with spare parts. And it's just going to be just as much trouble we all went through when we first started.
Right.
Because it was still easily, it's 1 million credits for level 1, which is about what it costs, right, to equip the main slots previously before the entire equipment change.
There's also, I want to mention this, something I caught was they were mentioning simplifications of lower tier equipment. So there might not be even 6 slots available, or full on 9 for lower tiers.
Yeah, I don't think that's in this update. I just know they want to, if you guys haven't watched the live stream yet, it was actually decent. I think it was Andre, the head of Wargaming, for Blitz, that does all
we'll link it down below.
Yeah, I can drop a link in here. I'll probably drop it into, it flickered there for a second. I'll probably drop it down into the chat, to be honest, as a comment, because I'd have to go and physically update the live stream now and restart
you're fine. Yeah,
but I'll just drop it in as a comment later on, and you guys can find it there. But he talked about it, and they're really, from now on, equipment was a big thing to veteran players, and they are planning on doing some more veteran player focused events and stuff later on. So I'm assuming similar to what KPF was, where it was damage, completely damage based. There were the crates, but it wasn't very. I think me and Tails went through $100 in crates to get his KPF, even though he would have got it for free,
which is cheap.
For him.
I'm kidding.
It's really not though, because he spent $200 on a Leo one night. Besides the point.
We're not going to talk about move from Tails.
We won't shame Tails on a podcast.
Only tell people
it for good players and veteran players, it was feasible to get the tank for free. You just had to play it it was 3 games a day, and you had to do good damage.
Yep.
That was reasonable to do at Tier 10 for a lot of people.
Mm.
And it actually made a slightly tight competition to try to stay in that top 1,000. So I think those are more towards the events they're leading for veteran players, but he said they want to really focus on improving experience for new players joining the game. And they also, this is specifically mentioned, they want to find a better way to teach new players joining the game how to be effective. Because I think they actually said in the live stream that they don't want noobs. I think that was actually the terminology used. Wargaming, said it before, some tanks are good, but people keep complaining they need buff. Wargaming's flat out said they just need to get good.
Yeah.
I think Wargaming's realizing that some players just aren't learning. So that would be interesting to get into.
Yeah, I guess who knew not using your joystick is hindrance upon your team. So let's move into the more news stuff.
So back to equipment, improving new player experience. Any spare part boosters you had, you're gonna get a little compensation. Standard spare part boosters are gonna go to 80 spare parts, rare 200, and special spare part boosters will go to 280.
Hmm.
Um, I personally have never accumulated spare part boosters. I normally just threw them on because there was no reason in saving them. I think that might be why I instantly jumped to like 2.3 million pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
so
Well,
if you,
slowly, not
yeah,
quickly.
it did take some time. But
One
if you
year.
think about it, it kind of was quick because I'm constantly equipping tier tens.
Yep, yep, yep.
But so there's that. If you have spare part boosters laying around, you'll get compensated for spare parts. And then this is what will happen with your spare parts. So when update 5.0 rolls around, in the shop there is that offers tab where you get different premium bundles and stuff for gold. Now there's going to be 5 more options that show up in there. There's going to be one bundle called that's 30 days of premium that you can buy with 220,000 spare parts. There's going to be a bundle of 7 days of premium that you can buy with 80,000 spare parts. There's going to be a bundle of 120 gold for 120,000 spare parts. And there's going to be 2 credit bundles. One that's 1.2 million credits for 100,000 spare parts, and a 60,000 credits for 5,000 spare parts.
Let's just break it down. Tell me which one would you go for right away?
If you're going to do, well, it's the thing. Like, if you have a lot of premium time and premium certificates, the premium
Mm-hmm.
deal isn't really worth it. If you
In
find, like, personally, I still have 70 days of premium account. I haven't bought premium
mm-hmm.
account since the first when the what was it? It was when the Berlin Trio was first offered.
Oh, okay.
Was the last time I bought premium. So like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just
Lasted a while, didn't it?
yeah, between updates giving you free premium and between the gold you make that you can buy premium with, the premium certificates you get, I instantly use anything above 9 hours or above, and I keep saving my 1 hours because once I run out of premium time, I don't plan to buy more. I have 700 1 hour certificates, so that's gonna last me a really long time. I'll just pop one off when I'm playing for credit grinding. I'll just play normal account rest of the time,
Right.
or if I'm
Well,
not grinding a tank line.
for people like me who don't have premium account, I think me personally, I'm gonna go for the 30 days of premium account, and probably not for the gold conversion. So that way, I am at least, maxing out my conversion rate with the spare
Yeah.
parts to more time. So
So
that way.
if you want premium, if you can do it, I wouldn't get the 7 day premium bundle. Overall, it's cheaper to buy in bulk. Get the 30 day bundle. For 220,000 spare parts, it actually is less spare parts per time. I did some math and like the 120 gold for 120,000 spare parts just doesn't. It's just not good. I mean, when you think about it, it's a gold currency. Like they want you to buy it. Obviously, it's not gonna be super helpful. But like I guess if you,
Like, I don't think people will be buying a tier 8 premium tanks
oh no,
with
like
this kind.
I did the math. Like my 2.3 million spare parts won't get me a premium tank at tier 8.
Okay.
So like I guess if you're really in desperate need of like if you're not close, you don't need credits, you're probably on credits and you want to gold a tier 10 crew or something, gold might be an option. But
Hmm.
beside that point, I don't think the gold's worth
Like,
it.
to get an
And
IS5 maybe.
oh yeah, I forgot IS-5 is only like 1,000. If you don't have an IS-5
Yeah.
yet, gold might be worth it for you, picking up that extra tier 8 premium.
Pick it up and become the problem of tier 8.
Exactly. And essentially the credit bundles, definitely get as many 1.2 million as you can before you start buying the 60,000. So like
Hmm.
me, I'm personally gonna buy 23 1.2 million credit bundles
Dollars.
because yeah, dollars, because I don't need premium time, I don't need the gold, I just want the credits. And so after that, I just did the math again. I will be able to get 5 tier 10 tanks after this update because
Hmm.
I'll be able to buy like 10 of the 60,000 credits, and that's about all I was missing.
Yep, that's true.
So if you want credits, you really want credits, just put it all in the spare part to credit bundles.
Hmm.
Get the 1.2 millions first, then finish off whatever little bit you have left with 60,000. And then
Yes, which will be immensely useful.
yeah, and after that, like I'm sure some of you might not. You'll get down to the point where you have like just under 5,000. Obviously, you can't earn more spare parts. So what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen is after 5.0, they're just gonna convert whatever's remaining there, that little bit of extra that you couldn't buy a bundle with, into 12 credits
Right.
a spare part.
Hey, that's actually I didn't thought about that. That obviously it's not gonna come to zero amount.
Yeah, like
So
unless you somehow perfectly got triple zeros in the end of it, and divisible by 5,000 in the end, like you weren't gonna even out there, so you're gonna have a little bit extra. And I mean,
hmm
even if like you're right below, I haven't done the math, but I think if you're like right below 100,000, it's cheaper to wait for the conversion than it is to buy a bunch of 5,000 bundles. Here, I'll do the math real quick.
could be.
I want to make sure I'm telling you all the right information if you are depending on us for a little bit of info.
I mean, let's be honest, they're not.
Yeah, I'm sure they aren't.
No. I mean, yes, obviously the lower, uh, this is what Wargaming's theme is in their stores. If you're buying in a bulk, you're paying less, whether it be spare parts or gold.
Okay, so like it gets sketchy because so what's gonna happen basically is I just did the math, and so if you're like at 99,000 spare parts, it's you could just wait, and you'll get a little bit more, but like once you like, it's really hard to say because it's like right when it's that 5,000 spare part difference that I think does get fixed with the 12. I think 12 credits per spare part is the conversion that they're using for the bundles.
Yes.
So I don't think it really matters if you end up using that 99,000 for as many 5,000 spare parts as you can get. So just
Right.
keep that in mind. I did the math. It's like the same number coming out with doing 19 5,000 spare part bundles and then having a little bit extra converted to having it all just converted after 5.0. So you should be fine. Any vehicle you have, which we already talked about, with 6 unlocked equipment slots, will get a strong-willed camo. It's essentially, as you can see on screen, it's just like a green camouflage, a green and black camouflage.
Right.
It looks pretty nice, in all honesty. So I think it's a free resupply,
Yes. Free
if I remember right.
resupplies.
So if you have the
Same
Clan Wars
as
camo and you want a little difference, there's an option.
throw some variety in there.
Yeah. So here's the big. I mean, that was big, but there's some
That was good.
big balance changes in this update, and they don't seem big, but I definitely think they will change some of the tanks used at tier 10.
Yes. And I'm gonna start with one of my first ever tier 10 mediums, E50M. Because, the day you see a video of E50M ramming the crap out of other tanks, you're like, yeah, I want that. So, E50M is actually receiving a gun depression buff to 8 degrees from its previously 6, which means, it's going to be more flexible with that pinhead turret. Now, it goes to 8 degrees. I can't imagine how, right? It's like, how much space do they have up there in the turret?
I don't know, and the thing is like I did some research. I was looking at Blitz Stars and Blitz Hanger, and both of them show the E50M is already having 8 degrees of gun depression.
Oh, oh, to the side it was, yeah, to the side it was. And now they just made it to the front as well.
Okay, so it just has it all the way around now.
And yeah, except the back.
Okay, that
Yeah.
that makes more sense because I was just kind of confused when I read that. I
Mhm.
don't own an E50M, so I'm not sure. I'm not comfortable with knowing that information.
Right, right.
Something else that's
It's
just gonna really help the E50M is the 8.13 to 7.48 second reload time.
Yeah, I didn't grasp the numbers. Like, what what does that boost my DPM to?
It boosts your DPM by almost two shells.
Two shell. Oh wow. Okay.
Almost two shells. So like, well, no, it's like one in a little bit because you're going
Okay.
from 2,900 DPM, which is one of the lower ends of all the mediums, to jumping up
Mm-hmm.
to about 2.3, 2 point, no, not 2, 3.2, 3.3 thousand DPM.
And this
So
is
it's about the level of what a patent currently has.
oh, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. And the other thing is your aim time is going from 4.2 to 3.8. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it does. High skilled players and competitive players, they do notice the difference of zero point 0.4 seconds, despite what a lot of you may think, and that will be nice.
Mm-hmm. With accuracy being nice, or
Yeah,
phenomenal. There you get an aim time buff, so you don't have to spend much time on target.
and so what I was getting to when we first started talking about balance changes, and I said it's going to change what you're using at tier 10. The E50M at this point has 1 degree less of gun depression than a Patton, a somewhat better armor profile. It's more compact. I mean, its hull's
Mm-hmm.
bigger, but its turret's smaller. And with 8 degrees of gun depression, you're going to be able to poke up more. You have more
Mm-hmm.
slanted armor, and you have the same DPM. Your faster top speed, but a little bit worse maneuverability. So, like,
Right.
is the E50M going to replace the Patton in comp? And the only thing
You
the
know,
Patton still has is that better view range of like 10
better
to
view
15
range.
degrees.
Exactly. I think patent being what it became to be like a staple, strong medium in competitive battles, it is not going to replace it right away. Yes, given that maps are small enough that view range might not have, as big of an impact. But at the same time, patent spots while it's getting spotted. Patent's not a sneaky tank. Neither is E50.
Yeah, neither is E50M. And I mean,
Yeah.
the other thing to consider is like the Patton's armor on its turret isn't as good as the E50M. But then you also have to consider with all the angles and stuff, it is kind of trollish to try to pin the cheeks of the Patton,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the
Yeah.
large mantlet that normally takes your hit. In the E50M, you load gold, you can go through the front of the turret pretty easily.
Yeah, you just have to not hit the gun mantlet, and then you know, I feel like it's not gonna replace, but it's definitely gonna um, be a good advantage to have one in case you have a really good E50M player.
Yeah,
Because I think in SRT, yeah, Maj, uh, she plays E50M really well, right?
yep. Another tier 10 medium change is the STB1. It's not as big. It's still gonna be nice. Dispersion in 100 meters is decreased from 0.345 to 0.326, so it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable with your shots. And your aim time was decreased from 3.9 to 3.5. So essentially, the gun handling buff to the STB1, making it more comfortable to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The Tier 9 WZ120 received a reload decrease on its 122 millimeter from 11.5 to 10.5, so a second decrease. I haven't played it yet. I'm sure that's going to be a welcome change to a lot of people. I know from what I've talked to people that play it, they really dislike the WZ120 or they really like it. So it's just one of those tanks that could probably use a little bit more love, and it's getting some this update. The one thing that's weird about these patch notes is every once in a while there is a random time-stamped message from Andre, which I believe is the lead of Wargaming.
He's a
And I
popular dude.
think, not Wargaming, but Blitz. But I think these are just little. There's a couple of them. There's the one right in the WZ120
Thoughts are just
change
in there.
that says, by the way, will we add any gifts? And then there's another one.
It's a question, not a statement. Like it's he's like. By the way, will we? I don't know.
I think what it's referring to. Where's the other one? Is it in the?
It's bottom. It's towards the
Oh, it's right
end.
here. Sounds good for it's like they blotted out like a whole conversation that happened about gifts. And I think what that's referring to is if you watch the live stream, one thing that you all may know is in June is Blitz's anniversary for full release.
Hmm.
So, well, there's the gift tank and stuff that's always coming. I think that's just a hint at what's gonna happen. Getting a gift of
Oh,
sorts. I don't
okay, okay,
know.
okay. So like a tier two, tier three tank.
Yeah, it's just that standard gift tank you normally get. Some events coming up. I don't know if the placement of the comments is trying to say anything. I'm not
Tough
gonna
to
read
say.
into it that much. I just think it's some like little sneak peek things of
Sneak peeks.
like are we gonna put this in the patch notes? All right, sounds good or something. So just
Sounds good.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not reading too much into it, but I do think that's like a teaser towards the Blitz anniversary event that should be coming
Hmm.
up soon. Um,
So,
some more good
one.
news for anybody grinding the CDC. HP was increased. You got 100 more HP, 4 more degrees of traverse, and your top speed went up by 3 kilometers an hour. I just want to get through these tier 8s real quick. Tier 8 light tanks, 1390. The gun handling all around has been increased. You have better dispersion on the move and on turret traverse.
Hmm.
And your crossing capacity on soft terrain was improved.
Basically, soft stats improved.
Yeah, so 1390 is gonna feel a lot better. I really like the 1390 personally, and I'm gonna probably definitely buy it back since I'm done
Oh
grinding the
my.
line. And
No, no, I'm not buying back.
dude, 1390's love.
Gonna get dirt by the other T49s.
The Black Dog German M4190 Walker Bulldog is receiving an aim time buff from 3.9 to 3.7, and its dispersion was decreased, so it's a little bit more snipey, which is really good because it gets a HEP gun similar to the RU-251. And the T49 90mm gun that nobody uses is getting an aim time decrease from 4.5 to 3.6, and its dispersion is being decreased as well from
Oh,
3.355 to 0.336. So that 90mm that nobody plays because they all want to have the derp gun is getting buffed, and the Black Dog is getting a buff, which I thought the Black Dog was in a good state. I know some people complain about it, but it's going to be more
hmm.
comfortable to shoot now. So there's
I
that.
guess that's good. Yeah. And now, another big one is, of course, the Vineyards map.
Oh, let me jump down to that. Where is
Well,
it?
sorry, jump down, but
Yeah, it's in
like
general
other
changes.
improvements are just there's oh in this past month we actually recorded a lot of content just on Vineyards in a way to like say it, maybe we'll see it again someday. But uh, what it looks from picture is very, very clean map. You're seeing pathways blocked. You're seeing pathways, flattened a bit, and you're seeing more protection around the B cap and A cap, and C cap moving towards the town. Well, all the technical changes aside, overall, I I think it's a good change. I'll take it. It's a good change.
Yeah, Vineyards, it definitely looks a little cleaner. A and B are going to be easier caps, like almost guaranteed. And C looks like it's going to be more of a fight down in town. So definitely really changing the gameplay of Vineyards. It's probably going to be less campy, but it's just going to have to wait and see what it looks like in the competitive scene. A few other vehicle improvements I just want to talk over real quick. They fixed the Lurver's collision model. The transmission was separated from the engine. It's going to help a little bit with fires, or actually, I think it might worsen fires because now when the engine gets hit, the transmission can also get hit. So
Hmm.
just more places to light you on fire. The AT1, which is what a tier 2, maximum gun elevation angle was decreased from 23 degrees to avoid gun textures overlapping with hull textures.
It's very similar to the changes, when the gun goes through the tank
Yeah, so
or
like the IS-8,
through the roof.
IS and IS-8 maximum gun depression angle during turret's backward traverse was decreased to 3 degrees to avoid gun textures overlapping with hull textures. To avoid confusion with its Chinese brother, the Soviet IS-2 was renamed to IS-2 1945. So
Like
when you see an
they
IS-2,
wanted to say something else instead of brother. They put brother in quotation marks.
so when you see an IS-2 on your team, you can figure out if it's an OK Premium or a trash Chinese tech tree tank.
There we go.
Some
And
wonderful rare attachments are being added to your Soviet Tier 10 vehicles. It's called Flagship, and it's going to
Tails
cost
is
you
gonna get
4,000
the
gold.
Yep. There you go, Tails. So that's for you, man.
New legendary camouflage hunter for ISU 152 for anybody that really loves their legendary camos like me, or really loves their ISU 152. 1,500 gold. Make your ISU look cool and have a different name. And right here, I'm gonna just scroll through the slideshow real quick, showing you the flagship attachment.
It's not much. I see the attachment. The camo is for the ISU. Only attachments are for the tier 10.
It's like a box on the side of the turret. There's like a bag in the back. I think all of them get like a spotlight, and they also have like another bag. The
old kit bag.
263 just gets like some stuff attached to the side.
Just the gun.
The 140 or 62.
Yeah, that looks like a 140.
Either then they get that box on the side again, which I really don't know what it is. And did it have a spotlight before?
62 it did, not the 140.
Well, let's see if the 140 is in here too.
140 is the first picture.
Yeah, 140 is the first one. So 140 gets a spotlight.
Yeah.
62 gets some bags and boxes attached to the side of the turret, and
looks cool.
I don't know if the log is new in the back.
Oh no, log is old.
Okay.
Log is old.
And the IS-7 gets a little light thing and some boxes and bags attached to its side. So
yeah, they all get the reddish light. Is that like the?
Yeah, I think that's just like a stereotype, because the 268 gets a square one.
Oh.
And it gets a bag and some boxes on its side as well. So lots of bags and boxes for 4,000 gold.
Now when you camp, you have a little more.
You can look a little unique.
A little more unique. Yeah.
Stare at yourself a bit more. A side note, if you aren't all familiar with it, a ton of privacy policy and license agreement changes have been going on. If you have accounts anywhere on the internet, you've been getting emails and stuff about it. Like, I've gotten a ton. It's just normal. They're just updating it. So the licensing agreement and privacy policy was upgraded. When you launch after 5.0, you're going to have to accept it again. There really wasn't much changes. You can read it if you want. I know a lot of people have been misinterpreting stuff. Like, there's something that says that Wargaming owns everything in the game, which, I mean, like...
Yeah, they do.
Like,
they already did.
Wargaming's the only one that like hasn't had that recently. Like, all other online games have already put that into like their license agreement. So like, if you get banned, you can't sue them because you bought stuff in the game. So it's more or less for that. It's not like Wargaming's out to steal your account. Like, they don't want it.
In order to get banned from Wargaming, we would have to applaud you.
And the license agreement and stuff was now added to a sidebar in the garage. So if you ever need to check the legal information, it's right there. We talked about the Vineyards rework. We can jump over to that. I mean, go watch the video. Skate did a good video. We'll put that in the comments too. We all like Skate. He did a really good video. He also did a Wargaming video on Vineyards. So we'll put both down there. There was that new Andre comment that says, sounds good.
Sounds good, man.
So here's the thing. Players physically can no longer enter battle without ammo. Thumbs up, because I don't know how many times I've ran into people that are like, guys, I forgot to load ammo. And you're just like, okay, sit in front of me.
I have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's just you can't even hit battle. It's gonna tell you you need to fill up your ammo if you have less than 25% of your ammo capacity
Hmm.
before you can even hit the battle button. So they have to intentionally go in with 25% of their ammo now if they want to even try to mess with you.
And
Um,
let the record show, um, the more ammo you have, the slower your tank gets.
it's not true.
It is true.
It's not
I've
true.
tested it.
It's
I've
not
tested it.
true,
You don't know that.
dude.
Okay,
Just no.
moving on.
As the game goes and you fire rounds, you progressively get faster.
Right, yeah, that's what happens to planes. Your fuel gets lesser, so the weight is less.
Cooldown
Yeah.
boosters can now be combined into more powerful ones as follows. It's just a standard booster combination progression system that all the other boosters use to go to rare and special. Average damage. This is something neat. The average damage is now a column. So where it shows like battles played, win rate, average XP, and then it's going to show average damage all in a row,
Oh,
just
okay.
broadly, and you can sort tanks by that way in people's statistics. Just another neat stat that you can see without having to go to each individual tank.
Hmm. Or checking up on the websites.
Yep. They did a really nice. The server itself now actually helps with auto aim tracking on mobile. So
Oh,
you
that's
get
another big change.
there's a lot there's a lot less changes in it, and it's gonna be less buggy. So that's gonna be
Hmm.
positive for anybody that plays on mobile that uses auto aim a lot.
Yeah, that's
They
like all of
added
us.
Yeah, pretty much. They added a pre-battle timer for tournaments. I think that's just counting down to when your battle starts, so you don't have to keep going and looking at tournaments to see when you have to
Uh,
leave the training room.
okay.
Replays can now be watched in editor mode. I think that's the ability to fly around in a replay.
Is that so? Editor mode.
I think that is the thing Skate was thinking of that is now being added. Cuz I don't
Hmm.
know what is going to be added in editor mode that we don't already have.
Well, I think the camera control. Well, yeah, I guess if I say camera controls, then it's gonna be the ability to fly around everywhere and create awesome B-rolls.
Yeah, so I think it's just another feature being added to replays. I really don't know what it's going to add. I think they didn't talk about it in the video either. So I think it has something to
Hmm.
do with being able to use PC and fly around in your replays.
Yeah, we'll test it out. We'll
Yeah, for sure.
test it
Right
out.
after the update pops, I'll probably hop on.
Hmm.
The menu button was removed from display screen for replays. Instead, it's now just a black button in the upper left-hand corner that allows you to immediately exit your replay. And when the game window client is inactive, the game icon for Steam version will blink on the Windows taskbar when a battle starts or if an opponent for a quick tournament is found. So the thing
Oh,
is if you guys don't play PC, so Windows version, you can set it to windowed mode, so you see your taskbar and you can go and open other windows and still leave Blitz open right there and see it. Steam is forced to play in full screen, so if you open anything or minimize anything, it minimizes Steam.
hmm,
So you would have to keep checking to see if there's something that's going on. Now it's gonna flash at the bottom if you find a game.
right
It's not
now.
gonna really affect anyone. Uh,
No, yeah, it is gonna affect the AFKers. Like, now they can see, oh, battle's done.
I don't think the
Now
AFKers
press
are
the
playing
battle
on
again.
Steam.
Oh, I mean on Windows.
I think it's 8-year-olds on phones.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And then various amounts of bug fixes. So if you want to see the bug fixes, are on the screen. And that's basically update 5.0, guys. There's a lot of fun changes coming. A lot of balance changes. Some new tanks are going to come into the meta, I believe, and you're going to get lots of credits. So if you've been waiting to buy some tier 10s, you have a lot of spare parts. You're going to
Hmm.
go at it. And another thing to note, the update banner is a T95E2 M4
Hmm.
Reverise or Ravioli and the Lorraine 40T. So if that's any indication, more crate tanks coming soon. Um, yeah, there's always some fun stuff there in the future.
That's pretty good. They all look pretty hot.
The banner does look nice. I'll give it that. And the T95E2 interests me. I kind of want it, even though is that the
Hmm.
T95E2 or is that
No,
that's the
I think that's
T95E2? It has the
that's
T95E2
the
gun.
I don't what I was thinking, that's the
I thought it was the 59 patent for a second. I'm gonna go look at that picture real
yeah
quick.
59 patent.
It could be the
That's what
59 patent. Somebody told me it was the T95E2, but I don't think that's what it is. I'm gonna go look. Why would the banner change to the 59 patent when it's already out though?
maybe just want to showcase buy more crates. Oh, is it run out?
No, that's not the 59 patent. It's a different hull.
Oh,
That's
nice.
not the Type 59 hull. That's the 1595E2. So if you want some more information about that, maybe we can talk about it in the next podcast. But I think that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoy the podcast, please subscribe. If you haven't been looking at our forum articles, we have a ton of social medias there. You can go to our YouTube channel, and on the homepage, on the banner in the bottom right of the banner, there's 3 different little buttons you can click. One takes us to our Twitter account. Whenever we upload a video, it automatically posts to Twitter, so you can see updates there. We're going to be using that more for community stuff. There is a button that will send you to Discord, which is our server. You can hang out there with us, see our content posted there, meet our community. And there's a button for Reddit. We post to the World of Tanks Blitz Reddit a lot. Whenever our video goes up as well, automatically posts it to Reddit. I have stuff set up that automatically does it for us. And then we also post it ourselves to the forum. So if you ever want to follow us on those different forms of social media. And we will be sure to stay in contact with you guys.
And, thank you for listening. And thanks for Ace just setting this all up.
I tried my best. Even though it was very last minute and kind of out of the blue, I tried my best.
That's how great things are made.
So yeah, next week I am still busy with class, but the week after you guys can expect some live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I have a break from class that week. So we can look forward to that a little bit. And of course, we have recently been doing daily content pretty much. So you can always check the channel. There's always good games coming up, short vids. You don't have to sit around and watch 20-minute gameplays. It is just about averaging 10 minutes at most. So thank you guys again for listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will catch you next time.
Yep, as Andre said, sounds good.